Today I am going to be discussing a topic that gets brought up a lot in the comments of my videos, and that is whether or not blow drying your hair is better than air drying. Also, I just wanted to give a shout out to the brand Laifen. They are kindly sponsoring this video, and later on I am going to give you guys the lowdown on this blow dryer. This is the Laifen Swift, and I'm also going to compare the Laifen Swift with the Dyson Supersonic. Is air drying your hair better than blow drying? Is blow drying better than air drying? So unfortunately, there is not going to be one straight answer. It is going to depend on a bunch of different factors, what type of hair you have, your lifestyle, but there are some facts that I'm going to present to you guys that you can take into consideration when you're figuring out which method is best for your hair. So first, let's talk about air drying. I feel like everyone thinks that this is the best option because you're not using heat, but air drying your hair actually can be and is pretty damaging. So when your hair is wet, the cortex swells because your hair is able to absorb some of the moisture when your hair is wet. As it swells, it becomes more susceptible to cracks, which translates to damage. So this comes from anything like if your hair is wet and you're using a hair tie, if your hair is wet and you're putting it up in like a claw clip, if you have something tugging at your hair, if you're brushing your hair aggressively as it's wet, if you are laying on wet hair, any type of tension, friction, those are things that can cause damage when your hair is wet. For me, that's not easy to avoid. So personally, that's why I don't like air drying my hair 100%. But then of course, when you are blow drying your hair, that can also be damaging because of course, heat damage, it can cause a lot of dryness and split ends. That's damaging, just as the, cracks in your cortex are damaging from when your hair gets really wet. So there are pros and cons to each method of drying your hair. Now, what I have found works best for me is a mixture of both. So what I do is I just let my hair air dry until it is about 70% dry. Then I go in with a blow dryer and I dry the rest until it is completely dry. I guess the thing with blow drying is that not all blow dryers are created equally. So when I use the term, you need to blow dry your hair from 70% dry to 100% dry, I'm definitely not talking about any old blow dryer. Do you need a super fancy blow dryer, like one of those like extremely expensive ones? No, you don't, but you do need a good quality blow dryer that is not going to set your hair on fire from how hot it gets. Now, there are a lot of blow dryers on the market, but today I am going to be talking about two blow dryers, the Laifen Swift, and then I'm also going to be talking about the Dyson Supersonic, which this blow dryer is $429. I want to compare these two in this video and basically just show you guys why the Laifen Swift is as good, if not better, than the $429 Dyson Supersonic. Since we are on the topic of keeping your hair healthy while blow drying, I guess the first thing that we can do is just compare the different settings on each blow dryer. So first we have the Laifen. There are 8 different settings on the Laifen Swift. So you have 2 wind speeds, you have 3 temperatures, and those temperatures are shown by the LED light, the LED ring light in the back here. Blue is natural air, yellow is warm air, and red is hot air. You switch between those 3 temperatures by pressing this little round button here. And then it also has 2 airspeed flows. Something that I really like about the Laifen is that there's also a setting where basically you just hold this button down, and that setting allows you to alternate between hot and cold. So it will alternate for you just based on like the temperature around you. And that is going to protect your hair from heat damage. Then we have the Dyson. Now with the Dyson Supersonic, there are 3 airflow speeds, 3 heat settings, and then there's also the cold shot of air, which is just straight up cold air. Even Dyson just refers to it as the cool shot. and you just hold the button down to get that setting. And that's when it's like on a lot of the Dyson products. I actually feel like you really only need 2 air speeds. Something that I found with a lot of these like blow dryers, when there are 3 speeds, oftentimes the second speed is pretty much the same as the high speed. I found that with the new Revlon round brush, and then I've also found that with this Dyson Supersonic. And so in my opinion, I just feel like it just makes things easier. And also, as someone who does not do well with having a million options, I like the idea of having 2 speeds better than having 3. Wow, I love like the first time I'm filming in weeks, it starts to thunder. Well, I hope that you guys find that relaxing because I'm gonna have no other opportunity to film this video. So let's continue. Next, we're gonna talk about the attachments that come with the Laifen and the Dyson. I am prepared in this video. Okay, so for the Laifen, you are getting a diffuser, which is great for curly hair or wavy hair. And then you are also getting 2 concentrated blow dryer attachments. This is just going to help you to be more precise when you're blow drying your hair. And also just, it's gonna help you to get that really nice, voluminous blowout, very smooth and sleek looking. You can also take the attachments off and just use this itself to like rough blow dry your hair. These are magnetic, so they just really easily attach. You don't have to like do any sort of twisting or anything like that. It's really, really easy. And then for the Dyson, you get more attachments. However, you get 2 concentrated blow dryer attachments. You get a diffuser. You get one of these, which this is to get rid of frizz and flyaways. You also get this like comb through brush attachment. One of the attachments that the Laifen does not have is the flyaway attachment. I actually have a solution for you guys. Instead of using this or instead of purchasing the Dyson, what you can do is when you're blow drying your hair, hold the blow dryer at a 45-degree angle to your hair, and as you're blow drying, it is going to do literally the same exact thing as this. It's going to smooth down the frizz and flyaways. Now, one aspect of the Laifen that I want to use their specific wording to describe to you, like speaking of frizz and flyaways, it's actually an aspect of the Laifen that I think is very beneficial if you have frizzy hair. So directly from Laifen, the Laifen Swift generates negative ions to neutralize the positive ions in the hair in order to reduce frizz, remove static charge, and add sleekness. Basically, when you are using the Laifen Swift, you are going to remove frizz, seal the cuticles on your hair, prevent dryness in your hair, prevent like your hair tangling, all thanks to the negative ions from the Laifen Swift. So the first thing is with weight. These pretty much, they weigh the same. If anything, the Laifen feels a little bit lighter, but I feel like overall they're just the same. Okay, so the amount of time that it takes to blow dry your hair with one versus the other. So I dried my hair previously using both. I used the Laifen on this side, and then I used nature. Why did nature choose today? So I blow dried this side of my hair with the Laifen, this side of my hair with the Dyson. In terms of appearance, I feel like they look pretty much the same as usual. But in terms of which one took longer, so the Dyson side took longer than the Laifen side. It took me less time to blow dry my hair when I used the Laifen versus the Dyson, which is good to know. The Dyson took me about 19 minutes and the Laifen took me about 13 minutes, I believe. The Laifen definitely seems to be the better option just in terms of avoiding damage to your hair when you are drying it. So if you guys decide to take the route that I take, which is air dry 70% and then blow dry the rest, the Laifen is a great option. So I will have the link to the Laifen Swift in the description of this video. Also, I just want to make something very clear here. I am by no means saying that the Dyson is a bad blow dryer. This is a great blow dryer. Actually, it's a very good blow dryer. It's also very expensive, and I realize that a lot of people cannot and don't want to buy this. With that in mind, the Laifen is an amazing dupe, in my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that the thunder, the ridiculously loud thunder, I hope that it wasn't too bothersome to the audio of this video. If you guys end up trying out the Laifen, let me know in the comments, like report back and let me know what you think of the blow dryer. I love it and I want to hear your feedback as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love all of you and I will talk to you guys next time.